did, let's see, no, we just did Aries. We just did Aries. And now we are doing, if I can get them apart, we're doing Taurus. Taurus, these cards are for you. See what the dice say. Ooh, Taurus on the dice in your own reading. Okay, all right. So when that happens, what is this? This is the North Node. So we got Taurus, the North Node, and the number 3. Taurus, you get a bonus reading. When my dice match the cards, we're gonna do a bonus. Just pencil it all in right quick. Don't judge my chicken scratch, y'all. Bonus readings. Taurus. Okay. Taurus gets a bonus reading. But for right now, Taurus, you could be dealing with another Taurus, or you could be dealing with yourself. Straight up. This could be just you really looking at what you want to do and where you want to go with the North Node. That's the thing that tells you to get out of your comfort zone. It's the thing that tells you with the number 3, if you want different, think of the 3 of Wands, right? Those ships coming in. If what you want to come in is different than what you've been doing, then you need to do different. You need to focus on going forward, right? And it's hard when you get like a sign like this. Like Taurus is a fixed sign, so it's hard to do things different. But there's no more waiting with the 3. Like the time is now. Like 1, 2, 3, jump, right? That's what this is asking you to do. It's also, you know, kind of asking you to look at yourself, right? And I'm gonna get more real quick. But that's what this is. You could soul solitude. Yeah, look at that. Soul solitude. You could really just be rolling dolo right now. Like you could be just, yeah. You're keeping to yourself and you're very much in your element like right now, which maybe that's weird. Maybe before, you know, you've always been very social, you know, and your element has been the company that you keep. But lately, there's something that's driving you to be alone or be with yourself and just kind of appreciate your worldview from your own point of view, your view of yourself from your own point of view, right? Waxing crescent. Okay, so something's slowly getting bigger. There's energy slowly gaining momentum, right? As you're on your own, or the more that you are in solitude, the more your soul is realizing something, right? You're gaining perspective by being alone. So, a bit more on that. Not taking that many, but I'll take that one. Take time to breathe out, yeah, and hold your vision, right? So whatever this is that's like coming into your view, that you're slowly realizing, this energy that's gaining momentum, you have a certain vision of it. You see something the way you see it. You need to take time to breathe out and kind of like appreciate where your perspective falls in the grand scheme of things, right? Understand yourself and you will understand any reflection that you see before you, right? And look at the bigger picture. What did I say? Look at yourself in relation to the bigger picture. Okay? And what's going on for Taurus? What is the situation? Exhaustion. Obsession. Return. And intuition. Bitterness. What are y'all bitter for? Beginnings. Alright. So again, like, maybe you're just having to sit with yourself, okay? You're exhausted by something. Maybe the idea of even having a new beginning makes you feel bitter, right? There's something here, some infatuation, some addiction, and, you know, something is pushing you to be to yourself. It's kind of getting you, like, when the universe isolates you, when it puts you in the mood to want to withdraw and go into solitude, it's because it wants you to listen. It wants you to get away from everything on the outside and sit with yourself by yourself to hear. All the better to hear you with. Get away from all of the distractions, you know, the things that deplete you, the things that drain you. It's been going on a long time. Long journey, right? You're exhausted. Something has you bitter, right? There is something that it's an obsession, it's an addiction, and maybe I'm gonna get more cards before I speak on that. But at the heart of this, there is, you know, second chance, opportunity, and making amends. You just have to follow your intuition. You already know how to do this, but you're stubborn, okay? You're stubborn as fuck. But that's why the universe loves you. The only thing it wants you to do is examine that. What are you being stubborn over, right? What are you obsessing over? You already know, like, kind of the way through this, but right now, it just you might be so exhausted and just so obsessed with something, and maybe you can't figure something out, and it's causing you to be bitter about it because maybe you just want to be done with it. Maybe you just want to move on and you can't. So maybe this is why these things are asking you to just go within, like sit with yourself and figure it out. If you want a second chance, if you want another opportunity, you know what I mean? If you want to make amends with somebody, you already know how to do it. You just have to kind of sit with yourself until you deal with this bitterness, right? You don't need to deal with anyone else when you're this bitter about something. You need to deal with yourself and figure out how to untangle that. Once you untangle it, then you can start over. Second chance and new opportunity. You can try again. But right now, you're so tired and you're so exhausted that you're just bitter about everything. Maybe you're bitter about the resentment you feel, right? Like what we said. Maybe you're still angry about something. Still hurt by the words that someone said to you, right? You're exhausted. You don't need to do anything except have a fucking seat. Sit still, sit quiet, and listen. Yeah? Stubborn ass motherfucker. Kidding. What has got you so exhausted? The passion is too much. Okay. Alright. Wow. So, some of you could want a new beginning. You may want to try again and go in a new direction, start over, but you're scared of rejection, right? And if this isn't you over here, then maybe this is someone else who's bitter, right, and resentful. They feel lonely. Again, this could still be you. You're bitter because you feel lonely, but the passion is too much and it's exhausting. It's like, I want this, right? I'm for this. I'm the man. Like, why am I the one obsessing, right? Why am I so obsessed with this? It's making you bitter towards it. It's like, but I'm the man. Why do I feel lonely? And you're bitter about it. But there's this, you know, you're scared of rejection, but it's almost like it's not almost, it is. You're realizing somebody was right. Maybe whatever this is that you want a second chance with, maybe whatever this is you want another opportunity with, you want to make amends with, it's because somebody was right. But you're exhausted. This passion is too much, but you're still obsessed with it. There's no closure in this situation, right? Your intuition is telling you, you know, it's almost like this is making you think about something or forcing you to think about something, your circumstances now, right? The way the universe is unfolding around you, it's doing it in such a way that you have to face whatever this obsession is, right? It's making you face this addiction. It's making you face whatever this thing is that's draining you, that you feel like is too much. It's not gonna stop. I heard this in a movie. It's not gonna stop until Emily's story is told. It's like the exorcism of Emily Rose. There is something here that has you exhausted, but you can't drop it, right? It won't leave you alone. There's also an acknowledgement here that someone was right. Maybe this could have been like, you know, a relationship that was too much or a situation that was too much. No matter how much passion you had for it, it didn't go the right way, and you don't understand because it's like, well, I'm the man. Like, this is my element. You know what I mean? Like this, but something happened. It was too much, and now it's almost like, why am I still thinking about this? Well, because whatever the situation was, it was so different than everything that you'd ever experienced before. If this was a person, this person was so different than everything you experienced before, that maybe it was too much. Maybe it was just too much of like, I have no experience in you. Whatever kind of person, right, that you were dealing with, maybe you didn't have any experience dealing with that type of person. Okay? And yeah, that can be exhausting and overwhelming and everything, but it also can lead to obsession. Like, what is this? Why can't I figure it out? I'm the man. Why is this doing this to me? Well, you know, that's kind of the point, right? That's kind of the point of the whole thing. We are meant to experience people who teach us things, because that's what we're here for. It's what it's all about. We're here to learn. We learn from each other. We learn from interacting with each other. And when you interact with somebody who is so different than you know, anything can happen. With this, something happened and it led to exhaustion. It was too much. Maybe you weren't ready for this, okay? But, you know, I'm not ready for it. Maybe up until you met this person, you knew exactly who you were. You knew you were the man. You knew who you were. You knew what your place, you know, who you were in the grand scheme of things. But then you met this person, and they were so different from everyone around you. Your intuition told you that there was something different about them. But the passion of it was so much that it exhausted you. And, you know, this obsession with something maybe made you feel bitter towards it. Why am I always dealing with you? Why can't I get away from this? Why won't this leave me alone? And maybe, you know, somebody kind of like took that out, you know, on something. Maybe this was like misdirected bitterness at something, right? Maybe that's why this return card is here with you were right, second chance, and making amends, okay? And maybe that's why y'all are sitting with yourselves trying to figure this out, because you're scared of rejection. Maybe you want to tell this person that you're sorry, but you're scared they won't accept it. Maybe you want to try for this opportunity again, but you're scared that you won't get it. And it's like you feel like this is for you. I am the man. This is, you know, whatever this is, but it's like, I'm the man, but I'm the one obsessed. And again, this isn't like gender, you know what I mean? This could just be like, it's me, like this is for me, like this is my thing, this is my project. Why am I the one feeling like this? It's me. But, you know, again, you're so different from everyone around me. Maybe that's why you were meant to meet this person, right? Maybe that's why you were meant to deal with them. So they could push you, make you so obsessed with this different in some way that it would push you on your own to intuitively seek different. This could be, you know, whatever this situation was, I feel like it was meant to put you on the right path. Like you dealt with this person and now it's changed your trajectory. But it's a detour that puts you on the right path. Does that make sense? This obsession that you feel with it, you know, because you're so lonely, Taurus is I know a lot of Taurus. They're always partying. They always got friends. They're always doing stuff. Jenna, I need to go see her. But there is a bitterness here because you feel lonely. Surrounded by all these people, you still feel lonely because there's still this one. If it's a person, then there's still this one person that you're obsessed with. If you have all these offers coming in, but it's not the one that you wanted, you feel obsessed with it. Don't look at what you don't have at the cost of what you do have around you right now, right? But if there is something that you are so obsessed with that it is causing you to feel bitterness and feel lonely, even though you're surrounded by all these people and you have all this stuff going on, then maybe you need to, you know, pay attention to it. You already know that somebody was right. Your intuition is telling you that this person was different. So there is a reason that whatever happened. Something is telling you, I think intuitively, you know, it's making you see that somebody was right. And then it's having you sit down and deal with that. You know, this is somebody sitting down, stubborn as they are, and coming to terms with, you were right. Maybe this is something where someone did something and you reacted in a way that caused them to feel bitter and lonely. But when they actually sit down and look at it and tell themselves the truth, they know deep down that that is exactly what they would have done. Right? So it's like you can only be so bitter until you face the fact that sometimes when we meet people, we're meeting ourselves. Maybe that's why this person was so different. Maybe you never met anybody that so perfectly reflected yourself, good and bad, back to you. And now that that's gone, you can't help but be obsessed with it because you've seen yourself. You've seen yourself in this person. And now when you look at other people, you feel lonely. This person that I was so bitter towards is exactly who I am. And now that they've gone, and they've shown me that this is who I am in dealing with them. And now that they're gone, everything looks different. And I feel lonely and I'm bitter because why am I still obsessing over this? Why won't this leave me, right? Some of you, the passion is too much. So it's exhausting you because you can't put it down, you can't let it go, but when you try to focus on other things, you feel lonely because you can only look back at this, right? That's a lot. And I'm gonna hit my vape. Woo. All right, the passion is too much and I'm exhausted. What is this? Oh, well. Yeah, all right, somebody is at rock bottom. They feel like they've hit rock bottom. They feel like they've died, and now they're in that limbo in between, and now they're seeing things clearly, right? you know, you were right. You were right. I see it. Maybe you feel like you're seeing it too late, like it's done, right? It's ended. The Ten of Swords, you know, too little, too late. Maybe some of you are feeling like that, or maybe it's just like you're realizing something too late. And because you didn't realize it now, you can't help but look at it. It's like hindsight, right? It's 2020, and look at the bottom of this. It's like maybe now, look, oh wow, 10 and 10. Okay, so the passion is too much, so maybe you ended it, but maybe what you ended, now you're thinking of how happy it made you. But at the time, like, it's just, I didn't want to deal with it because it was so different than everything else I dealt with. You know, I just wanted to end it because I wanted this obsession and this exhaustion to end because it was too much. But now that it's ended, I look at it and it's everything that I ever wanted because it was so different from everyone around me. And maybe you couldn't accept that different because you were so used to the same, but now that different, now that you have encountered something so different, you can't look at the same anymore. And you're bitter, but you don't, it's almost like someone is projecting their bitterness to the person who showed them the truth. Like waking up from the Matrix, right? That guy was bitter towards the people who showed him the truth because he was more comfortable living with the lie. Because for him to acknowledge the truth, he would have to step up, right? Step out of his comfort zone in the North Node. Maybe you didn't want to do that. Maybe you felt like this person, like, why did you have to come along? Everything was so good until I met you. But this person came along to show you the truth. You encountered this person to see something for what it is, and that's why it was so different. You've never seen it before. That's why it came. Now that you've seen it and you're looking around at what you've always surrounded yourself with, you're lonely. And you're bitter. But instead of being bitter at the familiar, you're being bitter at the person who showed you the truth. And I think you're realizing that now that you sit with yourself in this soul solitude, you're realizing that you were right. And maybe now you want to make amends or get a second chance or something like that. But now somebody's scared of rejection because whatever this was up here was harsh. This ending hurt. And it was the ending, like a really ugly ending to something that was very, very beautiful. It was just so different that maybe it overwhelmed somebody, right? So, 6 of Cups, yeah, the past. Look, 6 of Pentacles, 6 of Cups, 6 of Pentacles, and 4 of Swords. The difference between 4 and 10 is 6. So 666, right? I'm always curious about repeating numbers. I know everybody says 666 is the devil. Honestly, in this situation, I think that it was. I think there was something, when you think about the devil, it's attachments, right? It's unhealthy attachments. So there might have been some unhealthy attachment to the past, and it went both ways, right? But with the 6 of Swords, someone was deeply hurt, and they're at peace now, right? They're gone. And again, this absence makes 6. So now this obsession, this addiction is becoming apparent. You killed the situation, but the obsession remains. Now you're seeing why. It was never this situation. It was what this situation was presenting you with. And the discomfort it was causing you. So you tried to end the discomfort by ending this relationship or ending this situation, and now you're realizing how happy it made you. But maybe with the 6 of Swords, the other part of the situation has moved on, and you're still where, you know, kind of sitting where you were without this person, and you're not uncomfortable now. It's like I did this so I would be more comfortable, but I'm more uncomfortable than ever. And you're bitter because you feel lonely, but you're scared of rejection. So it's like I don't like where I'm at, but I don't know how to move forward. What is 666? Hold on, guys.